Good afternoon. I hope everyone is doing well. This is Dr. Robinson coming to you live from my home office. Today is July 25th, 2013, and we are in the final home stretch, if you will, of our online speech class. Again, I thank you all who have participated in getting me your demonstration speeches in on time and getting me all the requisite materials for that. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. Again, we have a small issue with making sure deadlines are adhered to, but I'm sure at this point in time that you do understand my policy on late work. I simply don't take it. Now, having said that, I want to go over now the requirements for the final speech, the informative speech, our presentation. The informative speech basically is that it is a speech that is to talk about an issue or talk about something that you will share information with, more so to inform the audience, not to persuade. There is a big difference. For the purposes of this speech, the topic will be something that I think is salient to what we all know what's going on in the current country today, and that is the stand your ground policy. Now, what I've done is I actually have taken the time to provide you all with a template outline of how I'm expecting your outlines for this to be. Additionally, I want to explain to you how I expect these speeches to operate or how they will flow. Basically, the topic is stand your ground. However, I don't want everyone to do a speech that is exclusively geared towards the stand your ground topic. We talked about this in class today, and I will upload, if I have not done so already, our class lecture for making sure that you understand how to make the topic your own. For example, we talked about today the idea of taking the stand your ground topic and localizing it to the state of North Carolina. And the topic or the thesis of the speech that I proposed, which I don't expect any of you to use, is the Castle Doctrine in North Carolina and how that compares and contrasts to the stand your ground law of Florida. The requisites or the requirements for this speech are as follows. You have to have a minimum of 4 sources, 2 of which must be peer-reviewed journal articles if possible. Another one must be from a data set from U.S. government. It could be local, state, or federal, but it must be a data set that is included in your presentation. Last, it must also contain at least one form of documentation from a local or national news story. So that should make it somewhat easy for you. But I want you, again, to try to centralize the topic to something that is key to you. Now, my expectation is the following. As with other speeches, you are required to submit to me your outline as well as any media that you will use for this presentation. Your PowerPoint will be no more than 12 slides, and you can have no more than 15 words per slide. Also in the PowerPoint presentation, it is required that you have some form of graph. It can be a pie chart, it can be a histogram, it can be a bar chart, but it must be some form of data that you have collected from your research and incorporate that inside of your presentation. So that's part of the basic requisites I'm looking for in your presentation. I'm going to also put this in a typed version for you, and I also have an audio version of this as an MP3 that you can download for your leisure. Tonight, I am hoping that we will have folks on board for our hangout, as you know, which is 8 o'clock. But again, I understand some of you may not be able to make it, but please try to make it if possible. I will also make myself available for hangouts as well throughout the course of the next few days. Due dates. The final presentation for my online students must come into me by Thursday, August 1, 5 p.m. You must have the following documents into me before you submit your presentation. Your outline and your PowerPoint presentation. Your outline and PowerPoint presentations are due to me by Tuesday, 12 midnight. Actually, I will extend, Tuesday, 12 midnight. That means I need to have your presentation in my hand by Thursday, 5 p.m. If it is not into me by 5 p.m., I'm going to move on with what I have. The reason, again, that I want to have your information into me well in advance is so if we find that there is a problem with your outline, or we find there's a problem with your PowerPoint slide, if we find there's a problem with your documents or your resource sources, your research sources, we have enough time to fix that. Now again, if you don't get your information into me, your requisite information, meaning the outline and your PowerPoint presentation, I'm not going to be able to evaluate your speech. And therefore you will accumulate a total of 3 zeros. So please do yourself a favor. Get the information into me by Tuesday, 12 midnight. I'm extending my usual 5 p.m. deadline because I know that people are probably trying to get thumbs and nails, figure out what are they going to do, what are they going to do. So I'm going to make it available up until 12 midnight, but if I don't have it by 12 midnight, there will not be an extension. There will not be an extension. Students, you also have the liberty of turning things into me earlier than the deadline. But if you don't get it into me earlier than the deadline, then you're going to set yourself up for, well, it will not work out in your best interest if it's already something that's problematized. So please adhere to my deadlines. Okay, so tonight, again, we will have a hangout at 8 o'clock. Please make yourself available. I will go over any other details that I can during that time. And I also will provide a hardline rubric as well, as the hardline requirements for this presentation. So please do yourself a favor, get started on it right away. If you have any questions, please send me an email. You may call me. I will check my voicemail messages from home or the office tomorrow. Or you can also schedule an appointment with me for a hangout so we can talk about it face-to-face or screen-to-screen. All right, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to looking for great presentations, and you will be getting more, I would say, more video messages from me now because we are in the home stretch of this thing. And please, please, please ask me anything you need to know, and I will do my best to get in contact with you. Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to seeing your final presentations.